Hey guys, welcome back to Outrun Online. In this video, we're going to be going over Laches. Make sure you get warmed up before starting your training today. You can check out our warm-up video, link in the description. For today's video, you'll need something you can swing off of. We have bars that are built perfectly for this here, but if you're outside, look for a nice playground or some tree branches that you can swing on. You don't want anything bigger than 3 inches in diameter usually. That gets harder and harder to hold on to, but if you have big hands, you can make it work. Last thing, if you guys are in level 2 or above, there will be a link in the description to where you can skip past the basic Lache explanation and get on to the drills that are important for you. Here we go. This is the Lache. The biggest risk when training Laches is slipping off the bar, so we're going to give you guys some rules to help you train safely. First, start learning Laches on a bar that you can reach from the ground. That way, if you do slip off, it's not too hard to save yourself. Next up, make sure that you guys have good grip on the bar. Hang out for a second and make sure you're feeling it out. Usually, if your hands are super sweaty, they'll be slipping, and you can grab some dirt or chalk to help absorb the moisture. For other people, if their hands are too dry, it'll be hard to get a nice grip on the bar. For that, you can add in a little bit of moisture, maybe with your breath. Now that your grip is ready to go, as you swing, don't take any more than 1, 2, 3 swings on the bar before you release. If you stay on any longer, your muscles will start to get tired and your grip will start to wane. Before we start doing our full Laches, we want to be ready to get off the bar at any point and avoid falling on our back. So we're going to go over 2 different releases that let us drop to the ground with our stomach facing down, ready to catch with our feet and hands. Although it's simple, make sure you practice a backswing release. Kick your heels behind you, spot the floor, and drop straight down. Next up is a forward 180 release. Get a nice swing, cross your feet, look for the floor, and be ready to catch yourself again. The first technique necessary for the Lache is an arm throw. Find a nice low bar, and you can practice this one by walking your feet out and using your hands to throw yourself back to your feet. The further your feet are, the harder it will be. This is the same amount of force you need in the Lache arm throw. It just needs to be a lot faster. Now, with our arm throw, we're going to add in a knee twist like this. Right at the end of my swing, combining the 2, I'm able to safely Lache off the bar. Do that knee twist so that you're able to see your feet the whole time in the air and try and straighten back out after your arm throw. We'll show you one more time. Now that you guys have gotten some practice, you want to think about re-gripping on your backswing so that you always have a full grip when you're going for a Lache. That looks like this. As I swing backwards, I hop my hands to grab all the way back over the bar. And the last piece of the Lache is the leg kick. As you're swinging underneath the bar, you'll bring your feet from behind you in an arch forward like a soccer kick, both feet at the same time. This helps us control if we want our Laches to go up or forward, and it's where most of our power comes from. Nice job, guys. If you're a level 1 student working on your steel band, the next thing you want to practice before you move on is a Lache to a parkour roll. Make sure you land on both feet and transition smoothly into your roll without hitting your head. Moving into our level 2 challenges for you guys, you'll want to find a higher bar where you're able to hang without touching the floor. We're going to have you guys work through some progressions that will help you achieve the Lache Precision on Mercury and the Lache Cat on Onyx. Off your high bar, get a floor target where you're able to aim your feet as you practice a Lache Precision to the ground. This helps us get used to spending more time in the air. In order to make the Lache Precision, you need to make sure you're watching your feet the whole time so you have a good twist in your Lache, and that you have a very big throw to help keep your chest up on top of your hips. Before moving on, come back to a low bar to practice this drill to remember what it feels like to have a really big throw. Walk your feet out super far and then throw your chest back up on top as fast as you can. continue practicing your Lache precisions, find a higher box to land on. After your kick, point your toes straight where you want to go and use your big throw to end up on top. If anything goes wrong, remember your crane and bounce back landings. And finally, you want to find a box or platform that's high enough that once you're hanging, it rests at about knee height. That way you make sure you're practicing lacheing up and forward. You want to start off with your box close so that you're able to reach it with your feet from hanging. Get a little bit of a swing, place your feet on the box, and practice getting your throw all the way back up on top. Continue practicing and moving your box slightly further after each attempt until you're no longer able to reach it with your toes from hanging. Once you're spending a little bit of time in the air after your Lache release, you have what you need for Mercury. Once you have the basic Lache precision, the techniques you'll need to take your Lache to the next step are a good start swing and understanding how to get more power out of your swing. To practice the start swing, start with a little rock under the bar. As you rock backwards, kick your feet behind, pull them up in front of you, and stretch your legs out as far as you can. This technique is a good way to build strength, and once you have it down, you should be able to get all the power you need from one start swing. Next, in order to get more power out of our swing, we need to learn how to hollow in our backswing. So, as we're swinging backwards, feet kicked behind, we need to pull our toes back in front of us before we start swinging back towards the ground. Now that you're comfortable on the bars, you may want to practice jumping to a bar, but this can easily lead to slip outs. So let's go over a trick that can help make sure we have a good grip. Before we jump and try and catch the bar, we need to be comfortable jumping to the bar, getting a nice high five right in the middle of our palms so that we know if we tried to grab it, all our fingers would make it over. Afterwards, you'll drop to the ground, and then you can try the full thing. With all the new power you've unlocked, you're ready to try a lacheted cat, which you'll need for the Onyx band. If you have the equipment around, the way to think about a lacheted cat is getting a nice big swing and aiming for precision on the middle of the wall so that your hands can grab as your feet slide down.
Now we're going to go ahead and move into our level 3 skills. To start off, we're going to go ahead and head into what's called a 180 regrab, which looks like this. To start off, you're going to get up on the bar. When you guys swing, you're going to cross your leg over the other one, and you're also going to cross your arm over the other one. So it looks something like this. Up, cross over, here, and then switch the other hand. Alright, this last part here, you guys are gonna kick like you would for a normal lache before you do your 180. That way you can generate power and prevent yourself from swinging side to side. Alright, moving on, we're going over the cast. For the cast, you're gonna find a bar that is relatively low to the ground. From here, you can get up on the bar, you're gonna fold over, and then from your fold over, you're gonna kick back with your heels, push with your hands, and then as you push with your hands, you're gonna hollow and extend your body as far as you can. Moving on, you're gonna take your cast up to a higher bar. The scariest part about this is not knowing where to direct all that extra power that you get. So in this case, you're gonna do your cast to a 180 regrab. You're gonna start pretty small by not fully extending yourselves. Up next is the bar-to-bar regrab. You guys want to make sure your bar setup is not farther than your max lache, but you also want to make sure it's not small enough to where you can reach the other bar. When you guys are doing this, make sure you use that high five rule before you go for the full regrab. Now that you guys are safely able to get to the bar, you're going to use a technique called the underbar catch technique. This is where you will catch with your arms bent and your knees bent, and you will extend your body to absorb your landing. the final form of this technique is the consecutive lache. For this, you want to find a bar that has a corner like this guy, for you to practice. So your ultimate goal here is to swing on this first bar, catch the second bar, and then from there immediately swing to your target. Once you guys are getting this technique down, make sure you push your target back. From there, make sure you guys are focusing on your technique on the second reround. Have your hips and your knees back fully extended, ready to lache like you normally would. If you guys have a bar set that is well spaced for you, you guys can practice your forward consecutive lache.
The forwards consecutive lache is tougher than the 90-degree one because your chest has to move from all the way behind to all the way in front rather than from behind to the side. So make sure that on this one you're swinging very high and getting a massive throw to flip yourself over. At this point for you guys, it might be worth investing some time to get stronger in your lache precisions. Here's 3 exercises that I find help build a lot of strength and improve my laches. First up is hanging on a bar. If you can hang for 2 minutes, that's pretty solid, but doing it every so often will improve your grip strength dramatically. Next up is the start swing, working on kicking back, rolling up, and pulling through. Works on all of the kicks and opening and closing of the hips that you need for the full lache. So practicing some of your biggest start swings can also improve your lache. And next up, if you have some rubber bands, laches use a lot of end range of motion movement. So if we come down here and practice some pulls right at the end in the same way that we would do our lache on both sides, this can help keep the back of our shoulders strong and ready for more powerful throws as we come off the bar. Laches are an awesome parkour move. I hope there was some challenges in there for everyone.
And thank you guys for joining us for another week of Outrun Online, and we'll see you guys next week.